So allegedly, Lil Baby is about to be indicted on a Rico. The craziest part about this is there's been rumors for like the past 2, 3 years about Lil Baby potentially being indicted on a Rico. We've heard Whack 100, who I personally think is a rat. We've heard him talk about it. Academics has said there's been a lot of rumors about this. But at some point in time, guys, we got to be honest and say that a lot of these Rico charges are bullshit, man. You understand what I'm saying? Like, at some point in time, we have to realize that this is just the system's way of getting successful black men locked up. When you look at Lil Baby, right? Since Lil Baby has become a successful mainstream rapper, he really hasn't gotten in trouble for anything. I mean, all he does is put music out. He goes on tour, right? Like he doesn't even rep 4PF no more, right? He doesn't even rep that shit. Like Lil Baby has been keeping his face clean, right? But what I will say is ever since these rumors started about Lil Baby getting indicted on RICO charges, I noticed that his music, I noticed the quality of his music has dropped significantly. Like it just seems like he's just not putting his all into his music anymore. And think about this, guys. If you know that the FBI is investigating you for RICO charges, it's going to be very hard for you to go to the studio and just, make the best music you can make, right? Because like I said, Lil Baby hasn't been doing anything wrong. You don't hear about Lil Baby getting involved in shootouts. You don't hear about Lil Baby, committing crimes. You don't hear about Lil Baby, being accused of killing people. Lil Baby just makes music and just stays out the way. So, like I'm saying, y'all, I'm really truly starting to believe that a lot of these RICO charges is bullshit, bro. Like, it seems as though, I don't know if this is the record label's way of just pretty much just destroying and killing hip hop, or I don't know what's going on, but it's just not making any sense. It's not. These RICO charges is not making any sense, bro. You got dudes out here that's literally not getting in trouble. Like, for example, guys, if a rapper, and I hate to say this, right? If a rapper like NBA Youngboy or even a guy like Kodak Black, right? If one of those two guys, Youngboy or Kodak Black, if one of those guys was to get indicted on RICO charges, I wouldn't be surprised. You want to know why? Because they're constantly in and out of jail. They're constantly committing crimes, right? They're constantly breaking the law, right? They're constantly glorifying violence in their music, right? Lil Baby's not doing that, right? If you listen to Lil Baby's music, he ain't rapping about just catching bodies and shooting niggas. His music has changed since he first came out. He ain't out here getting arrested and doing bids once a year, right? So these RICO charges, it just doesn't make any sense, bruh. I'm starting to think this shit is cap. You understand what I'm saying? And we already know it's cap because just look at the Young Thug trial. Lil Thug basically walked away, right? If Young Thug would have listened to his lawyer, Young Thug could have walked away from that case not being charged to anything. But because he wanted to get out of jail because he was in there for like 2-3 years, right? He ended up taking a deal where he got probation. But he could have walked away scratch-free. You understand what I'm saying? So I hope these rumors about Lil Baby is not true. Like I said, man, I don't think it's fair that a lot of these rappers that's coming from poverty-stricken environments, they end up becoming successful. They become multi-millionaires just to basically lose everything and get locked up on some bogus RICO charges, bro. I feel like if you, guys, let's just say a guy like Lil Baby was in the streets committing crimes before he got on, right? If you become successful, right, and you turn your life around, they shouldn't be able to hold that stuff against you, bro. Because at the end of the day, you was in an environment where you basically felt like you was in survival mode, right? Like I said, man, Lil Baby, since he got into the game, since he, has become successful, what has he gotten in trouble for? Somebody let me know in the comment section. Since Lil Baby has become a successful mainstream rapper, what has Lil Baby gotten in trouble for him to be indicted on RICO charges? Somebody please let me know in the comment section. I can only think of one thing. There was one situation where Lil Baby allegedly got into a fight with Offset. That's the only thing I can think of. Other than that, what has Lil Baby done? What crime has he committed? Right? What has he done to break the law? Somebody let me know in the comment section, man.